Welcome to the ET420 Parallax C functions. Try it and your turn, part C. Okay, here we are in our multi-core example, and we're setting up our static variables. We're assigning our stack value for our other cog. So we're going to have two cogs running. Our main is going to use cog 0, so it's going to take care of these variables and this while loop. So it's going to take care of the main. And this cog start is going to start cog 1 with a function called adder and with our stack values. And those are necessary to run the program offloaded. And our adder will be run in function or cog 1. And here's our number since our time that we're looking at it. And our main, we're looking at it every 50 milliseconds. And our other one is looking at it every 100 milliseconds. Since we're off by 2, our count is going to go up by 2. And we could synchronize those timers in order to get a continuous count. So now it wants us to add a subtractor. Okay, now what it wants us to do is modify our cog to cog start. And what we want to do is print that out. So we need to make these modifications. Here I made the changes that our lab requested. And what I've done here is I've added an integer cog so that we could print it out. And first thing we see is cog number 1. So the main is running in cog 0 and our function is running in cog 1. And our final assignment for this lab is we're going to add a subtractor function and we're going to put it into a new cog. And these are instructions which I will go through one by one. Okay, first thing let's do is let's save this as modified so we don't erase over our basic. Okay, and let's go ahead and add another 4 declaration. So we're just going to copy and paste and it'll still be the global variables. So let's go ahead and make this subtractor. And let's go ahead and add a variable m so we don't write over our n. And let's go ahead and we're going to make another stack for our other ones. And since I'm not that familiar with what's going on, so we're going to go ahead and just make this 100. Let's make 120. So our stacks don't do it, and we're going to call this guy other stack. And that should be good. Let's make it 150 to make sure that we don't overwrite our other stack. And main. So let's go ahead and make another function down here. We're going to call this one subtractor. And we're going to use that as minus. We're going to make these m's. We could use the same t, subtractor. Okay, that's good for now. Let's go back and we'll modify the main here in a second. Okay, so let's start another cog with our subtractor. We could actually put it into a different place, or select the cog, but we're going to go ahead and just let the processor select its own cog. And we'll just call that cog 1, cog start, and we're going to call this subtractor. And size of stack is going to be, what do we call other stack? other stack. And this guy needs to be other stack. Okay, and let's make this cog. What do we call this other cog, huh? And other cog. Okay, did we miss anything? Cog, other cog. Actually, that looks good. Let me see what else we need to do. I think the last thing we need to do is print out our M variable. Go ahead and leave the timer out there so we get them printed at the same time. See if this works. Okay, let me double check everything and we'll try and. Okay, so let's run it. And I'm going to go ahead and disable it quickly. Doop. And we have cog 1 and other cog. And M seems to be working. M starting off at -1. That's because I didn't declare an M. So let's do that. M equals 5,000. And whoops, let's make it 2,000. Let's run it. And that looks good, but let's see what's going on here. So we're going up by 1, going up by 2 every time. So let's dink with our timers here and see what we got. So we got T 50. Let's just try 100, see what that does. And perfect. So that matching up the timers got us to count by 1. So this is what we were supposed to do. It's good.